hit go live.
That's a little better. Not as cool as your purple backlit area, but you know, I'll take it.
Well, we
Are we live yet?
Yeah, I hit go live. I think we're good. I think we're popping. We're hopefully sound okay. Let us know in the chat if you guys can hear us all right. And then I think I'm gonna switch over to my fancy YouTube chat apparatus here.
Sick. Okay.
There we go. Keyboard. Let us know if we sound all right, if you can hear us.
Yeah.
All right. It looks like I'm all caught up. So, so I had a last-minute guest, a family friend, swung by right when we were getting ready to do this live. Yeah. So I was like, oh crap. So anyhow, I already pre-mixed.
Oh, you already pre-mixed?
Some orange and Malibu.
Okay.
And, so it's hissing at me and it's dripping at me.
Let's start. I'm gonna start with making the drink.
Okay. Well, I mean,
so
I just did it because I was downstairs. I already shook it all up, and then I'm gonna.
Oh, you're supposed to slightly stir it, man. Read the directions.
Oh,
I'm just kidding. So add ice to a hurricane glass. Add the coconut rum, then slowly pour your orange juice and pineapple juice.
Oh.
So Malibu rum. Hold up. And then we also gotta pull. Do you have your record?
It's behind me. I can go grab it. Let me go grab it.
You don't have to grab it. You got.
Oh yes.
Talking about our 3 favorite tracks. Probably have to talk about some gear and stuff. But I mean, while we're making this drink, why don't we do a quick little check-in on that stuff? You get anything new?
Nothing new lately. I know you got something new, exciting.
I got the shit full banger, man. It is sick.
That's
it is
cool.
Really sick. I'm enjoying it, but still listening to it. Really trying to. And if you guys don't know what the folk banger is, it's the shit limited. Like they're making like 250 of them. Mm-hmm. Probably drop it in chat too in a second. 250 of them, and it has 10 tubes, and it's like one of the. I think it's the only one that's designed the way where it's like, it's an OTL and also like, I forgot what the other. Thing that made it special. Okay, so I poured the orange juice slowly, but yeah, it's dope. I mean, it's surprisingly not super warm.
I don't think mine worked.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell you're drinking there, bud. All right, we'll see what's going on here. I hope if you guys are all drinking out there, awesome. Drop in the chat if you are. If you're not, that's cool too. We're not. You don't gotta drink. Where? How come I don't see any of the chat? Oh, there it is. Keyboard's in the house. What's up? But Keyboard actually got the folk banger too. Yeah, he's
oh yeah, nice.
Yeah, he's rocking it with the what did he get? Utopias, or did you get the Stellias? I don't remember. He got one of the. He got the top of the line. I think he got Utopias.
Nice.
Top of the line Focal. See, this is what it should look like. See, that's a little red at the bottom, orange on top. Do you have that going on?
It's not wanting to focus on this for some reason.
Oh, man.
Wait, do I have
just technical difficulties for you today. Your camera's not loving you.
Dude, I'll tell you what, bro. Come on. We can do this. Oh, it's because Leo's there. I think, maybe? No? Whatever. Yeah. Damn it, Cameron, play nice.
Right.
Yeah, it's kind of getting there. It's just slowly, the pomegranate stuff's slowly settling, but... Oh, now it's just not. There you go. Okay.
Utopias. All right. Cool. Cheers. Yeah. Aye.
Oh, dude, I haven't had one of these in a long time. That's not bad.
I haven't drank. I'll be honest with you, like trash liquor like this in a long time, but I'm excited. You know,
it's like at least 5-10 years, maybe.
Yeah. I mean, this is like.
It's not bad. I can see why. You know.
I mean, yeah. This would be a nice like beach drink or
tastes like water. Tastes like fruit juice.
Tastes like something you would drink when you're like 16 and you're learning how to drink.
Yeah, like this is I had to pour a little more rum there. I might have went light on the rum. But I think I layered the. Well, I didn't do the tablespoon thing. That was the other problem.
Well, I used a little chopstick.
It's like doing this weird thing where it wants to focus, but then doesn't. There it goes.
We're just gonna live stream and try to learn how to use Tyler's camera. This is what it's about. We tricked you guys. We're not gonna talk about music or gear. We're just going to, let's figure out if we can get your camera to focus. What do you got? What do you rock? Oh, you're rocking the Grados again?
Yeah, I was gonna rock my Stellias, and then I'm like, it's hot in here. I don't know how loud the fan is. I don't know if you can hear the fan. It shouldn't be too loud. And I was like, maybe I was going to rock. I was thinking about rocking the Rad Zeros. I have them sitting right here. Or one of my ZMFs. But I just, last minute. And then I don't have my amp set up right now proper. Like my proper amp for headphones.
Yep.
No, I'm all set up for speaker setup. I'm going to do a video on this little VMV A1 like speaker amp. The thing's tiny, dude. And I also have this DAC that they have it paired with. It's a little topping or SMSL.
SMSL.
So like and this is from Apple. Sent this out for me to check out and do a video on. Cool. So I'm doing it as like an all-in-one setup with my Kefs.
Yeah.
So that's kind of my next thing.
Can I say something negative about SMSL, or am I not allowed to?
Definitely can. Yeah.
The DACs that measure well but don't sound well. You know.
I have very low expectations for this.
Yeah. I'm just kidding.
Surprisingly though, that little VMV A1 though is I had it paired with an Ellicott tube pre, so I mean that's probably it's like almost, it's not quite twice the cost of it, but it's definitely, I don't know. Yeah,
but I try not to get too wrapped into DACs though, to be honest with you.
So I mean, my advice on DACs, and this is my like whatever, it's not the be all end all, don't listen to me, you know what I mean, like this is just my experience or my thoughts on DACs.
Drop the objective truth right now. What is the absolute, like, right, there is no other option besides what Tyler's about to
to be fair. But like I was saying, I think for me, like in DACs, I think set a budget, right?
Yep.
Max the budget out for that DAC and go as high as you can, and then get the DAC that you think you really want, and go as high as you can, and then don't think about it again for like years.
I agree. I agree with that, but also adding, does it have like the features you want? And when I say features, I don't care about like DSD. Like personally, I don't care too much about DSD, but does it have like, if you need like Bluetooth or something silly like that, like
does it have balanced? Is it RCA balanced? Does it have AES? Does it have all those different things that you want? And like,
that's what I would say. And like, do you care about it having an amp built into it or not? Like, do you want it to be like, like the RMEs? Is it RMEs?
Yeah, I have the RME back here. Actually. I was thinking about doing that as like the alternative or like the shootout for this SMSL.
But I'm a big believer. Like, I love spending money. Like, so many people are like, okay, spend like 60% on your headphones and like 30% on your amp, and then like the remaining 10 on your DAC or whatever. I don't believe that. I actually like you can get a pair of HD 650s and like 4 or 5 different DACs, and it's like, 4 or 5 different amps, and it's like you have 4 or 5 different headphones.
Yes.
Not really, but potentially. It makes it sound different. Like, that's one thing I'm finding out. Like, I think the HD, like, I don't like the HD 600 series too much. It wasn't my favorite, like, 3 or 4 years ago. But I'll tell you this, hooking it up to the Folkvanger has made me like fall in love with the 600s again. Like, they really, really like open up. I love spending money. Who doesn't love spending money? Like, freaking A, that's what it's for. It's just numbers on a damn screen.
You don't get to take it with you when you're gone.
Yep.
My dad always said, and I kind of agree.
But
I pass it on to my kid, but
yeah, I mean, I think that's like, for example, like if you find a headphone you like, and then the amp is like twice the amount of your headphone, but that's the amp you like, and it makes the sounds you like, go fucking buy it if you got the money for it, or steal it from someone. Smash
usually if it's expensive enough to where you're gonna steal it, it's not something easily lugged.
Exactly.
There was a guy that was Soggy biscuit. And I talk to soggy, but like so, there was a guy that did that. He had like this, I want to say, and he got blasted for it, man. I felt so like it was so horrible, like the way that he got treated for it. I don't know the whole story, but I mean, I remember it was this guy. He had this like beast of a tube amp, right?
Yep.
And then he paired it with an LCD3, I want to say.
Okay.
But then he had all the tubes were very specific pairings in the tube amp specifically to make that LCD3 that he had sound amazing.
Yeah.
And so he built his whole system around the LCD3, and he went crazy with the I think it was one of the top of the line KN amps, so one of the big 300B KN.
Yeah, yeah.
And so, and he went, and then he had like a really expensive DAC too, and like he got into like the cable thing, and he got really expensive. I mean, whatever. He built it all around the LCD3s though, which aren't cheap, but at the same time, I don't know, interesting. People
LCD
do stuff.
Yeah, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Yeah. No. I mean, if that's the can you like, run with it. But yeah, cool.
And so I was gonna say is like the thing that's interesting to me is I always talk. I think I mentioned it before. Like I love going into hobbies and going deep enough to where I get to the crazy.
Yep. Fuck yeah. 100%.
And that's when you know when you're there. Like when you start going, "Whoa, that's interesting."
Yeah. I really want to comment on this real quick. Tyler, who's a buddy of mine, Tyler Brown. I love spending money, Jay, which is true. Okay. But Tyler also loves spending money as well, and you can tell by his gaming rig. Is my guess. Yeah. Who doesn't love spending money?
Very true.
I just happen to, I have a crappy computer though, so
I have some. I like to game too, so I have a pretty beefy gaming rig myself. Yeah. Not super crazy, but I do. But I have a pretty nice MacBook Pro for editing. In fact, I want to switch all this stuff because right now it's all going through my PC because the Mac has some unique ways of, at least when I last played with it, interacting with the software I use to stream to YouTube.
Yep.
And so the Mac had like these weird audio issues specifically that I had to like kind of figure out. And I've just been lazy to try and figure that out. But I want to switch because my gaming rig gets hot, and this room is small.
Yeah,
it gets, and this thing's like I'm sitting next to it. I'm just like my legs are on fire right now because the freaking heat's coming off of it. But anyhow,
So how do we want? We kind of had a format for this. So we're drinking Malibu rum
for Malibu.
So we're 50% there.
Yep.
And then we're gonna discuss Anderson.Paaks Malibu. We're gonna share our 3 favorite tracks. How do you want to do this? You want to like do 3, and then share that, and each take a turn, and then do 2, and then 1, or do we want to just like?
So I'm thinking like let's start from. God, I didn't really organize them based on like my favorites.
Oh.
I mean, I have a clear favorite like of like my top pick, like my favorite song from the album.
All right.
But the other 2 are like equally as good. So like I
rank them right now. You got to rank them. Come on.
So I also wanted to dive into, I think this would be fun. I want to dive into why I choose the tracks I choose a little bit.
Me too. Hell yeah. That's
okay.
Yeah.
So let's go with our third then. Our third.
All right. Sorry if I was being a little brash there. I feel like I need to push you to prioritize between 2 and 3, man. That's it. I was just trying to be your friend.
I love everything equally, man. Okay? Like, bro.
Come on.
But I guess I would have to go. Do you want me to go first? Or do you want to go first?
Why don't you go first?
Okay, I'm gonna go. This is tough because I have a hard time picking between these 2. Is like the one I would go with first.
Okay.
As far as like, because I think they're equally good. But I'll go with. I'm gonna go with Celebrate. So track 15. That was my third, and I like. It wasn't like the most musically one I like the most musically as far as like the instruments and what have you, but just the way, the vibe of it and like the lyrics and what he was saying in it really got me. And it was really hard. It was between Celebrate for my third, like for my last pick, like of the 2, it was between Celebrate and The Dreamer were my last 2. And then The Dreamer just kind of fell a little bit off just because of it didn't quite check with me, or it didn't quite mesh.
Number 3 is Celebrate.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Got you. So that's a third.
That's
Like,
the third.
got
Working
you.
towards one.
Working towards one. All right.
Or working towards six. Oh.
No, no.
No,
Whoa.
that's working towards one. Working towards one.
Yeah.
All right, third. What's your pick?
My third was actually The Dreamer. Which I think is a real like so this album for me like has like this really like he obviously has like some of his like pop like fuckboy songs which are cool, you know, like Silicon Valley, which I actually really enjoy Silicon Valley. So, but like, you know, this is the closing track, and I love that little sample he pulls at the end about just like that guy. I think it's a surfer. I'm not sure if anyone knows
it's a surfer.
samples. Yeah, talking about finding undiscovered like land. I feel like, you know, this is kind of you know, Anderson.Paak's like his second album, and I feel like it's, you know, he wrote this album in between where he was unsigned and he wasn't signed to Interscope yet with Dre or whatever, and he was halfway through this album, and I feel like the Dreamer album kind of closes off, like wraps up the whole album, you know, from like obviously the opening track. So, you know, I feel like kind of sets this up where you know, Anderson.Paak's kind of talking about like, I'm going to go like, this is just the beginning, and I'm going to go, I do, like, you know, he kind of talks, if you have the will and the desire and the curiosity, you can find all this stuff.
Yeah.
And, you know, that's why I think it's kind of a cool track. It is a bit corny. I do love that chorus, don't stop now, keep dreaming, with the kids singing or whatever. Yeah. It's kind of cheesy, but I dig the cheesiness.
I dug on the story, too, behind it, like the story of the lyrics, like you know, it resonated with me, like him talking about some of that stuff, like.
And then obviously Talib Kweli, I would say one of the best rappers that probably doesn't get as much credit as he deserves, but maybe he does get what he deserves, but I don't know. I think he's just the shit.
I agree. You know, so it's funny because I between Celebrate and The Dreamer, I was similar. Like, I was really like struggling with that because the Dreamer really resonated with me as well. Like, there's certain things, and like obviously as a individual person listening to the track, you know, you're not the person singing it, so this message he's putting out, I'm not going to be able to relate to 100%. You just, because I'm not him, I don't have his background, I haven't experienced his life, or you know what I mean. But there's parts where it does resonate, and I really dug on some of those things. There's certain like lyrics where I'm just like, ooh, that keyed on me. But then I was going to say real quick, between Celebrate and The Dreamer, there's a sample where he's the surfer, that same surfer. Yeah, and he's talking about, it's the intro to The Dreamer, but it's also the outro to Celebrate, where that surfer's talking about trying to mix the new
with the old. Yeah, and that is also kind of like, you know, I would say that is definitely like Anderson.Paak sound. Like, I mean, he's a pop artist, and most pop artists are going to be pulling from like, you know, various you know, pop music that's been around for forever, and you know, so it's like, you know, obviously a lot of soul, hip hop, and funk and gospels where, you know, I feel like Paak kind of pulls from. So yeah, and also just generally speaking, I like Anderson.Paak stuff where it's a little bit more autobiographical and kind of like his like talking about where his struggle and coming up like through whatever his industry. Like another one of his songs that I like that's not on this album is off the No Worries album, the collaboration with Knowledge, and like I think it's Who Do You Love Get Bigger. Like that's one of my favorite tracks on that entire album. So, yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say I actually went through his whole album list and even a bunch of his singles or like collabs. Yep. And actually, and I guess I should try and put it out. Maybe I'll make a track playlist. I think we were talking about this.
Yep. Before I didn't get around to that.
Dude, it took a while.
I started a new job this week, man. I've been slammed, bro.
You're busy.
Yeah.
But I might put that out. Like it's basically I went through all of his albums and a bunch of his singles and stuff, and I picked at least one track from each one that I liked. It's not like based on what I think is the best track, but just on what I liked. But yeah. So maybe I'll put that into a playlist and put it out to the community here.
Oh, so that's from Endless Summer. Is that
Endless Summer?
Oh, okay. That's right.
I used to watch it with my dad all the time.
That's right. You surf, right?
I used to. I grew up surfing. My dad was a huge board sports guy, man. Like so, we would go snowboarding in the wintertime. We lived near in the mountains, We'd go snowboarding till about noon, and then we'd haul butt to the coast in the San Francisco area, and we'd go into Stinson area in that general area out there, and we'd go catch the evening session and then camp. We had like a cool. My dad had this dope Airstream. It was I think it was like a 34 or 38. I don't remember what size. It was like one of those bigger ones, and we'd set that up and go freaking have a camp session after surfing and do it all again. We'd kind of do it all over again. It was fun.
That's sick. I was gonna say, I also dropped a link to, it's like a Mixcloud. It's Mark Maron's like episode with Anderson.Paak where he interviews. I shared with you a little bit, and that
was good.
I love that. I mean, you get a lot of like his history and like how he like kind of got into music from like the, you know, obviously not obviously, but from the church. You know, that's where he actually started getting really active in the church, primarily because he's like, oh, like I get to play music, like it just kind of pulled him or whatever. And you know, being a band nerd that just got behind a kit and just came natural. I mean, he's a dope drummer. I mean, he's a sick ass drummer. So
he's a good musician, man.
Yeah. Cool, man. You want to do your number 2? I think you already spoiled it.
Do you think so?
Yeah, you said your number 2 is the Dreamer, right? You already said it.
No.
Oh no, it's
number
not.
4. Number 4 would be the Dreamer.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, which is funny because my number 2 is the Bird. First track.
Yep.
And I've just, oh man, just the music, the way that the brass is there, the way he sings in that, like the whole, like it grabbed me, right? Like the music, the way he sang, or the way he, you know, does the lyrics over it, and like the hook, and like just it was. I really liked that one a lot. It was tough. Like I was having a hard time deciding on which tracks I liked in this the most. You know.
Yeah. No, I was feeling that too. There's a few. It was tough to pick 3. I mean, there was a few that were clearly not my favorite. I'll be honest with you. You know, just like, this is like if I wasn't re-listening to it, I might have like skipped it. To be honest with you.
I'm with you.
I mean, if you what I will say about this album, you go to this album versus Venice, and Venice is a good album, but I feel like overall his production and his songwriting, everything is just a little bit better on Malibu. There are some dope tracks on on Venice though. I mean, a lot of like, I don't really know how to say this, but like party fuck songs, to be honest with you. I mean, that's what it is on Venice. Like legit, what it is, and it's. I have some good memories with that album. It's a pretty fun album. It could be just saying, man. All right. Is this rated PG? I forget, man. I don't know how it is. All right. My bad. I'll keep it down. So no, yeah. I mean, so
I just want you to get yourself in trouble.
Yeah, that's probably true. I should probably. That's right. Thank you. The Bird, fantastic song. I think that's a good choice for number 2.
Yeah. So your number 2? What do we got, man?
My number 2 is Celebrate, man. I fucking love it. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Curtis Mayfield. When he was the impressions, like Moving On Up. It's just such a like. Dude, like the vibe on it is there. It has a very 70s-esque like vibe to me. And it always just puts me in a good mood. I used to DJ at this ale house. I would always it was always one of my last songs I would play. And just overall, like the lyrics on it are great. I mean, overall, like super positive, obviously. And just like, I mean, I'm someone that is like kind of obsessed with time to a certain degree. Knowing that
100%.
It's never going to be infinite, and we don't know how much time we have, and it's just like that whole like let's celebrate while you still can, like
100% what grabbed me about that track. Dude, when he starts it too, he's just like, hey, you're still alive, let's celebrate this. You know, like that's something to celebrate. It's like I 100% agree with you there, man.
Yeah, and you just kind of I mean, obviously, like all the Anderson.Paak songs on this album that I really like are the ones where he really is talking about like coming up. And like just finding success and you know, like all the hard work he did to get to where he's at. Because I mean, he really didn't break it out until he was like 30, and he was like making music since his teens, like early teens.
He was writing, right? Like he was writing other people. He was writing his music, but ended up making it for other people, right? Like he was writing songs for other people for a while.
I don't know, I think so, maybe. I know that he had like he used to go as Breezy Lovejoy. and he put out like a demo when he was in high school, and he was talking to record execs and trying to get signed. He's like you know, I think was born in '85. So when he was trying to get signed, '85. So in 2000, like when he was like 16, so like 2000, 2001. The record companies were like crashing, and they just didn't know what to do with him because he was like hip hop, but he wasn't like
a funk to him, and like he had
they didn't know how to really market him. They were like, oh, we want you to be like this, and like what was big at the time was like Little John or whatever, and they like wanted him to do shit like that, and so that kind of fell off, and then he like worked at bands for a while or something like that. So
that's nuts.
You know.
Yeah, that was such a good interview, man. Like that was such a fantastic interview. Mark was it Mark Malov or
Mark Maron?
Maron. God, wow, I was way off.
That's all good. Yeah, it's all good, bro. Yeah, but Celebrate is, I mean, I play that song quite a bit. It's definitely one of my favorites.
So I was driving around today because they were out of this. By the way, do you have this grenadine, this rose grenadine?
Yeah. I had to order it from like Uber because like my Safeway was out, and this is huge.
My Safeway's out too. Yeah.
I'm not gonna drink this shit again either. So,
dude, it's so bad for you. Do you see what's in it? Like,
it can't be good. If you're in East Oakland and want a big bottle of grenadine, come through. I got you.
Let's do this.
I also got some Malibu Rum for you too if you want that.
Yeah, right. Hey, yo, I got what you need, yo.
I'm gonna have a little bit more of this, I guess. I don't know.
I mean, this doesn't taste bad. I think with you know what, I cheated. I did cheat though, man. I got the Dole pineapple orange combo carton.
Oh, come on, man.
I did almost. So I had to go to a liquor store today. That's why I was kind of running a little bit crazy today.
Yeah.
Because I had to go to the liquor store to find this because it was sold out everywhere in my area. Went to the liquor store. They had, of course, a ton of it. But then they had this other stuff that was from, like, the South. And it was grenadine, but it was, like, all natural grenadine.
Yep.
And I was like, oh, I want that. And then I was like,
yeah. I'm
going to drink this drink once. This is, like, a $20-something to $30 thing of grenadine. I'm just like,
Terrible.
So.
All right.
Kool-Aid cherry.
So, yeah. What we're doing right now is celebrating. It's Thursday.
Thursday.
Thursday. I'm about to close out my first week at the new gig. I'm pretty stoked.
It's pretty dope, man.
I survived. They haven't fired me, which is good. No, it seems to be going really well. I'll be honest with you. I'm like super happy about it.
Stoked about it. Nice. Yeah. You know, it's funny. I almost rocked my Vans tank top because I knew it was going to be blazing hot in here.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so hot in my room. To be honest with you,
ridiculous.
With all the freaking gear in here.
The sun. So I have like blackout curtains. I can't know if you can. No, you can't really see it, but I have blackout curtains. And it helps a little bit of the heat. But the sun is literally right now from like noon. It's right here until it sets. It's just blazing on this corner of the house. So this room just is like lit up. Like it's so hot in here. So I'm I'm putting my armpit up so you can see my sweaty, drenched armpit. Sexy Tyler. Let's do this.
By the way, this is weird. How do you like in I'm gonna sound super noobish here. But in the YouTube chat, how do you at somebody? I add.
You literally just hit at, I think.
I do that and it doesn't pop up. Oh wait, never mind. There we go.
You have to YouTube chat's not the easiest.
I've tried it. I've like I swear to God I've done that before and it didn't pop up.
Yeah, no, I did. I just did it right now. It didn't work. So, but I think you have to like
freaking Google.
But you have to type a couple letters before it pops. That's why.
Yeah.
Right on. But yeah, man. So, but Malibu. So before we get to our first pick, number one pick, let's talk about this a little bit. This lovely, like
this fine liqueur.
Fine liqueur.
Is it liqueur? Yeah, it is.
It's liqueur.
It is liqueur. By the way, hey, if y'all are in the chat or in the room, like, and you want to drop your top 3 Anderson.Paak Malibu tracks, please share them. Or if you're like, I think this album sucks, and I think you guys picked a lame album to pick, and also you guys drink cheap booze, like I'm out, we
should tell them the concept. Actually, let's discuss this. The reason why. So we are drinking cheap booze. So we went with the idea is that we picked the album, and how do you relate to it? Like, how do you pair it with a booze, right? Like, what booze are you pairing this with, kind of deal. And so we were like, oh, well, Malibu Rum, and then it's based in Malibu, California, where I think this is from. No, this I think was originally came up with in California, right?
Mine's produced in Canada. I don't know about, like, that ain't nowhere near Malibu.
Oh, no, I'm talking about the concept of the drink itself.
I have no clue.
I was reading that link you sent me about the sunset, Malibu sunset or whatever, and it was from, I want to, maybe I'm confusing things. I might be confusing things. But anyways, we picked Malibu because of Malibu album to drink.
Yep.
Trying to pair it. I don't know. Worked out.
Well, here's the thing. We also went through each other's like record collection and tried to find something that matched. Mm-hmm. I think we got a cooler record that we got, which we'll talk about later. But later on, we pre-ordered and we're gonna have like much more interesting booze. So
that one would be cool. That one's cool.
This one's cool too, though. Mm-hmm. You know? All right.
It kind of matches the vibe though, right? Like this drink, like even like the cocktail. Like as I'm drinking this, like I'm like, okay, I can see. Like you're talking about the party scene, the freaking
I mean it matches the album,
and the color matches the album. Yeah, it works.
It's it's a pop album. I think you could consider Malibu Anderson.Paak, even though it was like kind of on the fringe when it dropped, kinda.
But today
it's a pop album. I mean, there were songs on this album that were getting like licensed for movies and like whatever, like random TV shows. It's a pop album.
Yeah. Fair.
But a good one. Yeah, I mean, pop doesn't mean bad.
No. I mean, music is music, right? Like, at the end of the day.
Yeah. All right. So we want to do like drum roll number 1.
All right, let's do. All right. Mine's gonna be super cheesy. Mine's "Come Down."
Oh yeah. Okay.
Number 13, "Come Down." Dude,
that's a good one.
That's one of the first tracks from Anderson.Paak that I like resonated with and just was like, dude, this is fire. Like, it's just, and it's just like you talking. It's like a very catchy, almost poppy, like hip hop pop kind of funky thing going on. And then the fact that he's just talking about drinking all my liquor, like it totally reminded me of my brother coming to visit. I'm like. I don't know.
I mean, it's a fantastic, and that like kind of bass line it has going on.
Mm-hmm. Oh, dude,
it's
music. It's just
sick
catchy,
bass line. Yeah, that's a good one. That's definitely a good one. I think that would definitely break my like top 5 for sure.
It's just my most listened to one, I think, of that album. I listen to that one a lot because it just resonates with like the lyrics of it resonate, and it's just catchy. And I can't drink all my liquor.
Yeah, and you talking all that shit now.
Now you got to back it up. Let's do this.
Yeah, this album's a fun album.
Agreed.
It actually reminds me of one of those albums that used to like back in the day before like Spotify, where like you literally go to a party and you have to play the entire album because
it's CD.
Or maybe you had a 5-disc CD changer and you can put shuffle. Right? It's not like today where you go like, "Hey Alexa, play Party Vibes," and just like,
let's do this. We came to this album because, like we were saying, we were going through my very limited vinyl collection, Jay's extensive vinyl collection.
We're like, where's the Venn diagram of what crosses over?
Yeah. Like what? And because currently my collection is like unique one-off like video game vinyl, like that are like unique limited edition things. And so I'm starting to build up my vinyl collection. I had a bigger one back in the day. And then I just let it go because that's a dumb thing that I did. But so anyways, we're trying to like kind of find the happy medium in the Venn diagram.
You know what's also something about this album I really like is the production of it and the mix where the background vocals and the little dubs that kind of pop up. If you like, there's like these subtle things and so.
Yes. There's little like knocks too every once in a while. Did you hear any of the knocks? Like the random like drum like off the side. I was like,
yeah, and also just like for example, Tyler just shared his top 3, which is great. Celebrate, Come Down, which I would totally think Come Down is a track Tyler likes, and then Heart Don't Stand a Chance, which is the main single, which is a fantastic single.
I also liked Heart Don't.
If you listen to that first how that I forget like dun, 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 like that whole opening, there's like a little voice making noise, and if you listen very carefully, it's repeating like what he says. You just have to. It's like it's hard to explain, like high pitch, maybe sped up a little bit, but and all the harmonies on that track are very like ethereal. It's like it's super cool. And if you have like, I've actually this is one of those songs like I've listened to it on like a crappy like on my like Modi multi-bit versus like the Bifrost, and I can swear to you I hear a difference. Like that's one of those tracks where you hear more of the decay on that song, Heart Don't Stand a Chance.
And I think that's where, like we were talking about DACs before, that's where I think DACs really start to come into play, is like when you have your system like fully maxed out and you have like really like DACs start to make a difference.
Yeah, when you have good cans and a good amp.
And you've spent like years listening, you know what I mean? Like you know your system.
You're picking the subtleties.
You can start to pick out those subtleties, exactly. It took, like, I remember for like the first couple of years, I was just like, DACs, whatever. Yeah. And then all of a sudden, but once I heard it, it was like I couldn't unhear.
Yeah, I mean, I'm still kind of on the thing of like, you know, DACs are still hard for me to hear for the most part, but like every now and then it does. It's still like late part of the chain, but I feel you. I don't disagree with you on that.
I think the big one for me was when I went from, and this is actually pretty funny, was I could tell the difference between the different types of sock DACs. So like your Burr Browns, your AKMs, your
ESS, R2Rs,
like, you know, but that was just mostly like flavor differences, but very mild. Like ESSs tend to be a little more bright, a little more neutral. AKM a little more warm and lush, and then like the Burr Browns were very warm and lush. And then
I've never heard a Burr Brown DAC, to be honest with you.
Who put?
They're not really
iffy
out anymore.
Hi-Fi used to have a bunch.
Oh, really?
Burr Brown. A lot of their older stuff was all Burr Brown. A lot of their especially portable things. It's just nice. It has a nice, really warm sound to it. Like, at least the ones I've heard. And then it wasn't until I heard an R2R that I really was like, oh.
Yep.
You know, like Bifrost, like the Bifrost too. Like
Bifrost,
like
Gungnir.
The big separation kicked in.
So when I got back into this hobby, like in 2018-ish, like really, like kind of just really diving into this a little bit deeper, I first started off, one of the early DACs I got was a Modi Uber 2. Okay. Right, Modi 2 Uber. And I loved the hell out of that with a Valley 2, and I had a Bayer Dynamic T90, which is a headphone everyone loves to hate on. I still think it's a fantastic headphone. I love that headphone. I would actually like to find one and do a removable cable mod on it. But and then I started diving into like all of this, the full shit line, and I learned about the multi-bit. I grabbed that and instantly heard a difference on like the Uber 2 to the Modi multi-bit. Like it just sounded just, I don't know, like just the layering, the texture, the airy. There was like an airiness to it, a more naturalness to everything. Everything seemed to resolve a little bit better. So, and then I shortly after that I got my Stax 2370 set. You know, so.
And that, talk about ethereal.
Yeah. Oh, number 1.
Yeah. No. Yeah. Wait, I was gonna ping you on that.
My number 1 is the Bird. I mean, the Bird is the shit.
Bird's
I mean,
so
here's the thing is,
dude, we were like literally like outside of Come Down.
Come Down, and then I put Celebrate, but Celebrate's like on your 4, like, yeah. I had a feeling we would probably would have liked the same songs. So, sorry, go ahead.
No.
Okay, the Bird. One of the memories I have of this, so I used to date somebody, and they hated Anderson.Paak. They just thought he was like, you know, like fuckboy music and just whack, and couldn't stand him. I would play songs for them, and they just would not get down with it. I played this song, and they didn't tell me who it was. Didn't tell her who it was, and then she's like, this is awesome. Like, who is this? I'm like, Anderson.Paak. She's like, damn, really? Does he have other songs like that? I was like, yeah, kinda. But I just love, you know, this, and if you hear the podcast, this song is like so autobiographical of like everything they talked about. Talking about his mom getting like caught up in gambling, dad being locked up, like all that. I don't know what my sister used to sing to Whitney. I don't know where that
I think he was talking about how like, I think it was also like, to me it was also talking about like history, right? Like a little bit of like how there's a little bit of like, you know, there's all these, maybe like some, like Whitney might be like a fallen hero kind of thing, right? Because there's a lot of these like these falling off things,
Sure.
right? Where like mom gambling, the dad in jail,
Yeah.
sister listened to Whitney, who's now her idol became this bad,
Yeah. Also, another thing too is, he has this line in here where he goes, I learned my lessons from the ancient roots. I choose to follow what the greatest do. I mean, that's the thing about his whole music is just. I feel like some people are just like straight up hacks and they're just redoing what was done, but I personally feel this about. I'm a huge Anderson.Paak fan. I really feel he's like building upon some like a lot of his like influences from the from like the 70s primarily in gospel music and funk and R&B. Like he talks on that podcast about how he was an MTV kid and he was listening to like everything
and
like,
reruns, like all the reruns and stuff. Yeah.
So I remember that being that kid where you just kind of listened to everything. The only difference is I didn't have the talent to like recreate all of that. But I really do feel this album kind of just, or this song really sets up a lot of like the theme of what the album's about. Like it's about the grind and a little bit of like some fuckboy stuff too. But
I mean, he's got to play to the audience. I mean, that's
well, what the funny thing about him is that he like first of all he was like super overweight in high school. He was never a ladies' man. Yeah. Like he's basically been like with his wife for like super long. Yes, he had a kid really young. Like he's not like that's all an act in a show. Yeah. At least that's what he says. I don't know, but yeah, like he after high school he like dropped like 100 pounds or something.
Yeah, he got real skinny and
like
then
100 pounds.
Yeah, it's pretty nuts, man. I mean, I dig on it. I think I was actually confusing. I think it was the Dreamer where he's talking about watching reruns. Was it the Dreamer?
Yeah, Dreamer. He talks about that. Yeah. Like where's the line that says "Mama always kept the kid"? Yeah, that's in Dreamer. Where he talks about keeping the cable on, yada yada. Yeah. So cool.
Johnny Garcia asks, "Are you guys gonna play the Danny Goki Enthusiast?"
Oh man, that's a like old school like reference. So Johnny and I used to play music together way back in the day.
I was gonna say that sounds like an inside joke.
Super inside joke. We actually recorded one pretty dope song. That song was pretty homemade beer is what it was. I think we drank homemade beer and then we recorded a song. But I don't think any of us were actually in the room when it was recorded. Like I laid down a riff, or maybe Johnny laid down a bass line, and then we just started playing over it. Yeah, we ate a lot of flaming hot Cheetos, and then drank Newcastle beer. I think
played a lot of Halo.
Well. We did play a lot of Halo. When Halo, I think it was
Halo 1, man, Combat Evolved, Xbox.
I think we played a lot of Halo 2 or Halo 3. I forget which one it was.
I think
it was yeah, one of the. I think it was 2 or 3. I forget. But
did you ever do the LAN party where you networked a bunch to Xbox to TV?
Not with Xbox, dude. But I've definitely done a LAN party with PCs, and that was like amazing times.
Dude, so we used to do parties like that where everyone would bring over a TV, a CRT TV, and their Xbox. Oh, yeah. We actually went out and bought like small TVs just so we could do this sometimes. And we just networked all the Xboxes into different rooms, and so everyone would be playing and fight, like doing the, shooting each other. But then we'd be within like throwing a plastic water bottle at each other. So if you lost, you'd be like, "God damn
it!" I remember. God, what did we play? I remember the Star Wars first-person shooter was like a big LAN party.
Dark Forces or
I forget. It was
definitely
the one with the lightsaber too. There's the lightsaber. Yeah, it was a lightsaber. That's the only reason why I like to get. I mean, just go around like
Jedi Academy 2.
Yeah, was it? I think you're right.
Academy 2.
I think so. Yeah.
They just came out on the Switch for that, I think.
Really?
It has like PvP on it and everything. Yeah.
I tried to steal my friend's kids' Switches this weekend. My buddy had a 39. His birthday was this weekend. And both of his twin kids have Switches. I tried stealing them. They weren't having it.
They're like, no, that's mine. What are you doing?
Yeah. But
that's jokes, dude. Like, back to the Anderson.Paak thing. Like, it's funny, man. Like, you go through the discography of an artist too a little bit. That's what's kind of doing with this. For after I did pick my top 3, and it's fun hearing their progression
Oh yeah, 100%.
Like
Yeah.
it's pretty, and then it's amazing though. His lyrics or like his lyric capability or his singing capability. It's pretty steady. Not until you get to most recent like pop collaboration with Bruno Mars does he start to actually sing. In my opinion.
Yeah. No, for sure. For sure. I mean, he has a very unique voice, and I think yeah, me too. Like you know, he has like I think he has his like he has a shit ton of charisma. Like he just seems like he's cool as fuck.
I mean,
I'm kind of fanboying and crushing on him right now. Like I remember seeing him like back. I remember seeing the Tiny Desk. I like heard a few of his songs, and I saw his Tiny Desk like in 2016 or something, and I was just like, holy shit, man, this guy is fucking awesome. Excuse me, the language. I know this is... dude.
It's not made for kids, but it's not. I think what I put on there, I think it's like a weird thing where it doesn't matter. It's
headphones after dark, right?
Yeah,
no, I'm kidding.
Yeah, dude. Hi-Fi after dark.
Yeah, there you go. Hi-Fi after dark.
It's not made for kids, but it's not. I don't have like an age limit on it.
Right.
But
I will say, I mean, Oxnard and Ventura were both really, really good albums, in my opinion. I love those albums. I really enjoyed them. Okay. Also, one of my favorite samples he did was the whole with Rodney Dangerfield joke. I freaking love that.
Oh yeah, dude. That was good. In fact, they even talked about it in the interview. That was
the
good.
Podcast. Yeah, he did that, Rodney. But also the whole collab with Yes Lord, whatever.
Yes.
Yes Lord, whatever.
That was an interesting one.
I love that
the
project.
The hardcore hip hop not hardcore, but like the more hip hop focused one.
Yeah. It was him and No Worries, who's like No Worries is like a producer. But I'm a huge fan of that album.
So, did you ever go and listen to? So I have them all here. I had to pull up Koba's real quick. I was just hoping it didn't mess up my. Exit this one. So really good, dude. Was Dang, him and Mac Miller. That's good. Like those two together was I really dug on that track as a single, like or as a collab.
Yeah.
Really liked Lockdown. Lockdown was actually, you know what's funny?
Great. I love that track.
Dude, Lockdown is actually one of the tracks that actually got me into Anderson.Paak, to be honest.
Okay.
Like I kind of knew he was there. I kind of knew some of his stuff, but I didn't really ever listen to him. And it wasn't until Lockdown that I was like, "Ooh, okay, I can get behind this." And then it was, everything he had to say in that, everything that was there, the music, everything was just that came together, and I was like, I need to dive into this a little bit more.
So he also he like collabed with I'm sharing it out right now from Spotify in the chat. He collabed with these jazz musicians that just signed to Blue Note.
Oh, Blue Note's so good.
Domi and JD Beck. So there's I haven't heard this yet, but I'm definitely
gonna listen to
it. Yeah.
It's not on Kobo's, I don't think. If it is, I haven't seen it.
Yeah. Hopefully it is. But I'm actually getting tickets to see Silk Sonic in Vegas.
Oh,
we're going for my girl's birthday. I'm pretty stoked off it. We just booked the flight out there. It's supposed to be a pretty sick show.
I can imagine. I bet that's a pretty fantastic show. Actually, those guys both seem like they'd be entertaining as hell.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's kind of cool that he's at this point of his career where he can do something like super lighthearted and like tongue-in-cheek, like fully tongue-in-cheek. I think his music in general has like a what is a tongue-in-cheek vibe to it. But
I wouldn't call it trolly, but it's kind of funny because he was in Trolls. No.
Oh, was he? He was in Trolls.
World Tour, I think, wasn't he?
I didn't know that.
Wasn't he the goofball one in World Tour? I know this because my daughter watched it a bazillion times.
See, I don't know. I don't even know what you're talking about. It's like over my radar. It's outside my radar.
The Trolls World Tour movie. I want to say he was in that. To the internet. I'm always like worried I'm going to click something off and then.
Yeah, I feel that.
All right. Oh, Steven, what's up, man?
Late to the party. Are you drinking though? Did you bring your Malibu beverage?
Did you bring your Malibu for the Malibu album?
In the market for closed back headphones under $1,500. What are y'all's suggestions?
Actually, well,
I don't have a really good closed back suggestion.
Yeah, it's tough. The chat. What do you guys recommend? I would say Celeste, Radiance, LCD XC. If you really want a super bass can in something, I'd say the Campfire. Why am I blanking on the name of it? It's the Campfire closeback. It's like $700, but that thing's like a bass cannon, like straight bass cannon.
I was thinking about checking out the Celestia, but it's just like everything I hear about it, it's like super closed in and intimate, and I just also don't. Just knowing Focal's sound, so I'm wearing the Clear MGs right now, which I chose primarily to give the Clear MG some love, because I feel like everyone will be talking about how the OGs are way better.
I like the MG when I heard it, and plus they're gorgeous.
Yeah, I know they look way cooler. I have the OGs here. It's my buddies. I'm actually trying to sell those, by the way. I mean, they're both the Clear MG. The Clear was the first Focal I liked, but knowing Focal,
Elex,
what they sound like, I just don't see myself liking a closeback from Focal. Actually, I take that back. I've heard the Stellia. Stellia is actually really good, but that's $3,000 or something. Stellia is good.
The Radiance is really good. The Radiance and the Celeste are two different variances of like a lower end version of the Stellia. The Celeste would be more of a neutral, clear presentation.
Yep.
Like a neutral of the clear, like the clears you have, not clear as in like clear audio. But in the vein of like being stepped towards the Stellia. And the Radiance would be more like the Elex presentation, be more of a bass forward, more bass to it. Both have decent punchy bass, but I would say that the Radiance is more of the bass is more prevalent. So if you want, like, personally, I think the Radiance is would get along with more people, if that makes sense. Where I think the Celeste is more of audio. I don't want to hate the term calling it audiophile, but like it would fit more the audiophile.
It's more of an unforgiving tuning. I guess is what I hear for it. It can be a little harsh at times, and
whereas the Radiance, because of that bass, it gets a little more. It would fit more people's preferences, I guess.
So closeback cans that I've owned for a while and like intimately, I had the back when it was Mr. Speaker's Alpha Primes. So they were the Fostex modded closebacks from Dan Clark Audio now. I love those cans, but they're from like 10 years ago.
I was gonna say Fostex is another option, but those are actually semi-closed, not properly fully closed.
Oh, they're not fully closed.
Yeah.
And then I also had the ZMF Atticus, which I love the Atticus. What's that?
Sleepy actually just said that. He's like, Atticus.
Yeah. Atticus is awesome. It's just, it's a little big, but it's a fantastic headphone. I actually like the Atticus better than the Aeolus. I thought I actually traded my Atticus in for Aeolus, and I like
Stream over. No.
Oh, really?
No, I'm joking. I agree. I think that the Atticus is an easier to get along with. I think, well, not entirely true.
That mid bass was so nice on that.
Yeah, mid bass, and then if you get it on the right tube setup, the Atticus like comes alive more than the Aeolus does.
It just seemed wider. It seemed wider, more exciting, more dynamic. Everything I would care about with like a headphone. I really recall the Atticus being a more enjoyable can. Right now, I have the LCD2 closeback.
So that's the other one, the LCD2 closeback, which is interesting.
Okay. It sucks if you're standing up or sitting down, but I've been listening to it in bed. As long as you don't have to carry this thing,
it's heavy.
It sounds great. I mean, it has a good sound stage. It's very warm. It's a very warm headphone. I mean, it's your LCD2 sound profile, so you're getting that warmth. And you EQ it a little bit. You can bump the detail up,
and that's the Odyssey thing. Like if you are okay with EQ, Odyssey's fantastic.
Yeah.
But here's the other factor: are you wanting to use this portable or more portable friendly? Then the Radiance and Celeste is the way to go because those are more. I mean, look at Jay here, man. The perfect example. Just imagine those being closed back. Those look good. Like they don't look out of place at a coffee shop or at a walking around with a portable device or something like that. Like I think that's where the Focals really start to shine as well because they don't really need a lot of power. They can be powered by almost anything.
They're all like 32, 55 ohms. I think 105 is the most.
Yeah,
I think there's the 105.
Which one? But yeah, they're all low power requirements. And it's I know what you're talking about. It's the weird one. It's the It's like a weird studio monitor version or something, right? Like it has like a weird look to it too. It doesn't look like the rest. Don't skip neck day.
Yeah, seriously, I thought that's hilarious.
It's my super light with my now ear impressions. Look at that, dude. That's nuts.
Yeah, but I do like DMF closebacks. They're just expensive and they're big.
They're big.
You can't really take them out, and they're 300 ohms. And like Sleepy says, if you got tubes, and holy smokes, fantastic soundstage on
DMF and tubes is a beast. Man.
Like I remember listening to the Verite Closed like 2019, and just thinking how deep that soundstage was. And like 3-dimensional everything was, but
yeah, man. That thing is bananas good. Like,
yep.
I know there's a lot of people that don't like it, and a lot of people don't like the VO, but I think those are people just nitpicking things at that point. But like,
I think with the VO, you got to find the pad that works for you, though. If you don't find the pad that works for you, it's a terrible headphone. Like I have 4 sets of pads, and I think there's the hybrid I like, and I don't really love the Verite pad.
I like the Universe pad is my favorite. I think
Universe. That's the one I usually rock. Yeah.
Universe is my favorite. And then actually, it's funny because then on the VC, I think it's the Auteur pad I use the most. It originally was the Universe, but I think I switched it to the Auteur as my primary. And then on the Atriums, I preferred, I believe it was the Universe or the Auteur. I can't remember which one I like more. Hopefully, I get my set in eventually.
I think so. What about any more audio questions y'all got? Like, let's do a little Q&A. Ask questions. Ask us anything. We'll close out with a nice AMA.
My camera's focusing on my little skull thing back here.
Yeah, no, it's also that like
Ninja
glowing
Turtle.
thing. Whatever that, right where your hand just covered.
Let's see if I can get this to pop. Wait. There it is.
There you go. There you go. Now you're in focus.
I need to change the focus area.
Yeah.
I think I have it set to like super wide or something.
Yeah. So, one thing I want to say, I was going to sell my WA2, my Woo WA2, and my Woo WA6 to put towards the Folkvanger. And primarily because I didn't have room for it on my rack. But then I measured and realized that if I just buy another, these are a salamander rack. If I just buy one more board, that I can fit all the tube amps.
Oh, just...
So now, and then I got this it's supposed to be for you're supposed to put on your windows or insulation. I just put that on top of the board so the heat reflects off of that and it should dissipate out so it's not, melting my board and overheating the amp, I hope.
You can get, I saw someone do, a buddy Android did, but you get the little CPU fans and they're super quiet. They're a little tiny.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
And he has them where he has them powered to a little switch or whatever, but he has them in the back or underneath where they're just kind of pumping the air out.
I love that idea. I gotta try
that. He has a little
that.
small enclosed rack, and that's what he does.
Cool. You gotta word me up on which fans that is.
Yeah, I'll have to ask. But then there's basic little CPU fans, like little tiny ones. There's little tiny fans. They're super quiet, and you just wire them up.
What's my favorite color?
Yeah,
green.
I wore this for you. I don't know
Thank
if you
you.
knew.
Appreciate it. I like it. It's dope.
I didn't know your color was green, but I was actually wearing this because it was my CNC Surf, because I figured it would match the Malibu
vibe. Yeah.
What's cracking, Skeeb? What's going on, man? We're drinking Malibu, talking about Malibu.
Skeeb just got some new gear. I saw that he opened up on IG. He's gonna what did he just swoop up?
Here, I got these.
You got something cool. I'm gonna go look on your.
Wi-Fi sent me them too. So weird thing was they sent these to me too, and try this right. Yeah, they sent me the same thing, right? So they sent me this thing. See if I can get this to. Come on, you can do this, camera. So I have it on track. I figured out what the problem was. I was doing some funky stuff with it.
Oh, the Atrium. Sorry.
You got the Atrium? Oh, you got the Atrium.
No, Skeeb did. Yeah. Sorry.
Come on. My dude. I'm gonna go nuts in a second because I have it. So for some reason it's doing auto tracking and it's wants to auto track.
Track something else behind you.
Yeah. So I need to turn auto tracking off.
I want to hear the Atrium so bad. I can't wait for Can Jam. And if it meets the hype that you've been giving it, that every damn reviewer, that DMS has given it. What is that? What are you showing me? What is that?
Can I get? There you go. I'll put it next to my face.
Go bar.
So they sent me
It's
this.
like a pro. That totally looked like a promo right there. Like, hey.
And they sent me the same one, but there
Click
it
the
goes.
affiliate link below and get 10% off.
So they sent me the gold one too. So I have a Go Bar Gold and a Go Bar. So
What is that? What is that
it's
thing?
literally
anyway?
the same thing. And they sent me.
But what is this? Is it like a portable DAC amp?
Yeah, a little portable
Oh,
DAC
okay.
amp, like a dongle, a little dongle thing,
Mm.
USB-C dongle thing. Oh yeah, so the gold one is the 10th anniversary edition, but there's special gold plated. Only 1,000 of these were made.
Gold is best, man. Gold is best. You didn't know that?
Oh, it has a copper chassis for improved electrical shielding, enhanced power supply filtering. So that's the difference.
Yeah, it sounds like a bunch of snake oil, bro. Let me know how it goes. Let me know how it works out. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I'm very terrified to listen to the Atrium because I know I'll like it, and then I'm gonna want to get a stabilized Atrium. And just
Yeah, the stage. You seen some of the pictures of the stabilized, dude, of those Atriums?
I know. I should just pull the trigger on it. I haven't listened to it yet. No, I can't do that. I gotta listen to it first.
Do it. You gotta listen to it, man.
Skeeb, send it to me when you're done. No, I'm just kidding. Send it my way.
I'll have to get you on. So there was a small little tour of the Atrium. I'll have to set up asking Zach next time. Try to get more people on it.
Yeah.
But yeah, dude, that thing is dope, man. Atrium is it's you've heard the Artur.
Okay. Artur Classic. That's super interesting.
I'm getting hopefully getting that soon to do it.
It has a damping system that the Atrium has.
Yes.
But it's just like the same driver.
Everything's the same except it has the new dampening system.
That's sick.
Yeah.
And it's probably going to be cheaper than the Atrium.
Mm-hmm.
But
So I'm looking forward to that too. I'm looking forward to getting that in. And people were liking it a lot with the thing.
okay, so got to have that gold-plated fiber optic cable for the best connection.
Yes, gold-plated fiber optic, yeah.
Yeah, of course. If you don't have that, then
That's like the definition of snake oil right there.
why listen to music, you know?
If you can't put gold on your fiber optic, what's the point?
Yeah, makes
my
no
God.
sense.
I think my wife just tried to kill the washing machine.
Oh. All right. Yeah, Artur Classic sounded so smooth. I can't. Oh, whoa! You heard it at Can Jam.
Can Jam Chicago.
Oh, Chi-Town Can Jam. Okay, Skeeb's out in Chicago. There's another Skiba from Chicago. Matt Skiba from Alkaline Trio, like one of my favorite bands of all time.
I was listening. Actually, you know what's funny? I've been listening to a lot of punk lately. Well, pop punk.
Yeah, pop punk. The new Dad Rock.
The new dad.
The new Dad Rock is pop punk. Can you hear?
You see that thing? I sent you that meme.
Yeah, you did. That's why.
That's jokes. It's funny. I listen to a lot of Blink 182. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, guilty pleasure. Anyhow, sorry, got distracted. My brain went ADHD on me, and now my brain. I was gonna go down another path, and I was like, whoop. Now I'm trying to recapture my lost glory. But I was gonna say, what's next outside of the shit tubes, the shitty tubes you have? What's the next big thing for you?
Oh, I don't know. I gotta chill out on the tubes. I'm pretty happy right now with my gear. There's nothing really I'm jonesing for except for the Atrium. That's the only thing I'm really like. I gotta get that.
I can't wait for that, dude. I'm not gonna lie.
Nothing else has really like caught my attention. I've always wanted. Okay, so y'all watch Kurawang, right? You know, okay, he has that Line 6 or no Studios. I forget what tube amp he has behind him. I've always wanted to hear that thing. Let me see if I can go find it.
Giant one with all the tubes in it.
Yeah. I think it's
that's not a cane.
Yep, here it is. It's an ALO Audio Studios. Here it is. I'm gonna link it into the room. I just think it's such a cool. Like I love that design. Like I love shit's design because it's all like very like clean, like industrial. Clean. Yeah, and this tube amp has that same kind of look. And I've always wanted to hear this thing. It's $5,500, but you know. Or if you just get the amplifier, I don't need the phono stage, $4,000. That's not too bad.
Not horrible.
You know,
almost done. Almost killed my sunrise here.
Yeah, I refilled a little bit.
I did too.
Yeah, I'm about to like later tonight make some cables. Make some interconnects. Oh shit! I brought the cables over there. I use like this discontinued Belden cable. It's like the 8402.
Mm-hmm.
It's like this brown cable, and I do this. It's like this Japanese style of making cables. Do they sound better? I don't know. Just they're cool. They're brown. You know,
they're brown. It's all nice. They're dope looking.
Yeah.
They get the job done.
What about you, man? What are you getting next?
I think the atrium is on. I'm waiting on the atrium.
You ordered yours already, right?
Yeah, So I'm just having to wait on that, and then, as far as purchasing. Oh, and then the guy. Remember the amp that I had in? There was like a custom built with like the cool like water drop oak, like a walnut water drop. So I'm gonna I'm having one of those built.
Sick.
So yeah, I'm pretty stoked about that. It's just a whammy. It's just a custom whammy, basically, at the end of the day. So it's not like anything. The only thing really special about it really is the casework and the whatnot, and then like the custom like layout. But
yeah, that amp you had was beautiful.
Dude, it's so cool. Like in person too, it's dope.
Yeah.
So those are probably the only next two things really on my list. A lot of my cash is going towards camera stuff, to be honest. Camera and audio and like this stuff. Like got this giant. That's probably bad. Actually, don't do that. But I have this. I want to get a new mic right now. I have the shotgun mic. It probably got real loud. But I want to get a new mic. I'm thinking about getting stuff like I don't like having stuff in my face when I'm like in this scenario.
Yeah. I feel
like
like
a lot of the YouTubers do the mic and they're like they're talking to you right now.
Yep.
And plus,
I feel it.
I'm too.
You'd probably headbutt it a few times, don't you?
Right?
Not on purpose.
Not on purpose, but oh god, it'd get in my way. I get mad. But yeah, like I'm doing the camera stuff. I want to get. There's a new lens that came out. I really want to get, but it's expensive. But in the terms of this stuff, but I mean it's like a $2,300 thing. So I might put that on layaway or who knows. I don't know. But I want to start doing like a podcast with somebody down the road, maybe.
Okay.
But I'm not sure. But I also want to get some podcasting equipment too.
Sure.
Potentially. I don't know. I think that'd be kind of fun.
I was looking at this Quicksilver tube amp, by the way, Ace of Spades. I'm curious what you pretty sweet combo.
Of good stuff.
Shopping for 300B speaker amps next. Get ready to spend thousands of dollars on 300B tubes, bro. I'm just kidding. You don't have to spend that much, but there's some cheaper ones.
The JJs are like a couple $100, but they're still expensive. They're hundreds of dollars for a 300B versus like that's the only thing.
All right, but yeah, HD800S, solid headphone. I feel like it's like a nice reference.
800. I have the 800 regular with SDR.
Yeah, SDR. But I feel like Ace Spades has got the HD800S with the Quicksilver tube amp. I feel like every headphone is always compared to the HD800S. So I think it's like if you really like are into this hobby, having the HD800S is kind of it's like almost even if you don't like
requirement.
It is. I like it sometimes. It's a very I have a very how do I say this? Polarizing relationship with the HD800. I love it and I hate it. I remember the first time I heard it, I was like, oh my god, this is so great. I heard it with the Mjolnir and the Yigi, and I was like, this is sick. I gotta get this. Then I heard other stuff, and I'm like, oh, I like things that are a little bit warmer and a little bit more impact in the bass. Yeah. But now every now and then I throw them on. And I hook it up. Like I hooked it up to the Folkvanger. It sounds great with it. Amazing. It's not enough. Like there needs to be a lot of. I gotta crank it up, but it sounds great.
Can you do like a preamp with it, maybe?
You could, yeah, you could definitely do that.
Oh, go ahead. No,
I actually have it. I have the volume control for my what do you call this? My Freya S actually is hooked up to my tube amp, so I can control. I have the passive mode. Might add a little bit of distortion, but if it does, I don't hear it. And I've actually used the tube buffer with like some solid state amps, and it sounds kind of cool. Also, there's that mode with the Freya where you can kind of go. There's a little boost, right, in that balance, and yeah, it helps out a little bit. But yeah, I mean the HD800S. I mean it's a tried and true classic and like a staple for a reason. it's just that there's these moments that I have with it where I'm just like, oh my god, this is so great, and then there's like these other times where, and it really comes down to amp pairing and music too. I think, yeah.
So for me, I like it with video games because of the whatever.
But I hear that. Yeah, I don't play video games, so I hear that though. Yeah, go ahead.
I play a lot of video games, but I don't use it for that. It's funny, like the most used thing I have for video games is this thing.
Yeah, that's the new Sennheiser.
Yeah, what's it called? They're the Epos.
Yeah, it looks like a 500 series shell.
It is.
What it looks like.
That's what it reminds me of. It reminds me of the 580X. 58X.
Yep.
That's what it reminds me of. A little more bass though. This is the 38X, I think. But anyways, the HD800 though is dope. Specifically, the thing that I almost sold it multiple times, the HD800, but the SDR one, and then I keep not selling it because I pair it with my bottlehead crack.
Yep.
And it's just like can't get rid of it because I'll get lost for like hours listening to that combo.
Bottlehead crack is next to my bed now. I have my mini shit stack.
I have that crack next to your bed, dude.
I have crack right next to my bed, and so my bedroom head, because I got you. Setup is actually it's 3 amps. There's a bottlehead crack, there's a Magni Heresy, and a Valley 2 Plus.
Nice.
With a Loki Mini Plus and a Mimby, so Modi multi-bit.
Nice little setup.
Yeah, it's cool. I was listening to the T1s with the bottlehead crack for a while, and that was a nice little combo.
That's a good combo. Anything that's super bright is usually good with bottlehead crack.
Yeah. My tube guy gave me a bunch of, I forget what the driver tube is, or the tube, the smaller tube. I think it's AUX7 or something. Mm-hmm. Yeah, it gave me a bunch of ones to like rotate, but I like to I'm spending about 2 weeks with each tube before I know which one is the one I want to roll with. But yeah,
I have to real quick. I want to go. Steven says Rode Video Mic Go 2. I'll have to check that out. I think I have the one. I actually have the two NTGs. The video I have two of the NTGs. The Rode Video Mic NTGs, and those are Those are rechargeable. And no joke, dude. The ADHD thing, like I've gone out a couple times where I was like, I'm gonna go film out and about, and it's like mic's dead, can't use it, and you're just like, so that is annoying. So I'll have to look into that. And then Sleepy says JB, I need to ping JB. He's a dope dude. I really like him a lot. I need to see how he's doing. But he has a Quicksilver, and he swears by that thing, man.
Which Quicksilver is the one that's
it has two tubes. It kind of has, I think it has 2 tubes in it, and they're smaller. But he swears by it. He says it's one of the best tube amps he has.
Is there a model though? What model Quicksilver? I found the Quicksilver audio website, but I'm just curious which one we're talking about.
Open a new tab. Pull this over. Quicksilver.
I mean, I see these mono power amplifiers, which would be sick. I would love to have.
I think it's the tube amp. It's the headphone tube amp. It's the headphone amp. It's the tube amp. It's the headphone amp, I believe.
Okay.
Oh no.
I've seen this one. Okay. Yeah, that is pretty. How much?
It's $1,100, $1,200.
Bad? Not bad. Yeah. I love the design. I love shit like that. That's just
kind of cool looking thing.
Yeah.
And then Skeeb says lav mic. Dude, actually, the thing I want to get for a lav mic, if I do that, I want to get the Rode mics, the little Rode mic Goes or whatever, the ones that lav mics. Those are pretty dope. Yeah, Sleepy. That's actually the reason why. As soon as I saw you say his name, I was like, oh man, I need to check on him, man. He's I haven't checked in on him either, so I'm actually, as soon as this is done, I'll probably ping him, see how he's doing. So JB's a old school, if you don't know, he's been in the hobby forever. He's a kind of like one of those OGs kind of guy, but he's has a lot of health issues though, man, and so he's in and out. So it's like it sucks, man. He's such a kind-hearted person too, man. Like a lot of the stuff that I got when I first was doing the YouTube, he actually sent up for me to like do videos on.
That's what's up.
Yeah, he's super dope guy. And but yeah, it sucks. He's got some pretty gnarly health issues. But anyhow,
it's a bummer.
Yeah, super bummer. It's always like sometimes it's crazy. Sometimes it's like the nicest people, right? Like he's like they just deal with being not the best situations, and they're always the nicest people.
Yeah.
Anyhow, the Echo has more slam, but Quicksilver is faster and better controlled. Yes, that was true. The Echo is definitely a fun one as well. Anyhow, we're pushing towards an hour and a half.
Yeah.
What do you think, man? What do you want to last
what-
last hurrah of thoughts? Do you want to talk about maybe the potential next thing we do, or do you want to leave that as a surprise?
Yeah, we leave that as a surprise. What about any vinyl you've picked up recently? Pick up any vinyl lately?
Me personally,
Yeah.
just the one that we have pre-ordered for the surprise.
Yeah?
I haven't had a chance, man. I need to go out to the stores. We got a bunch of dope stores around here too.
You know what I grabbed embarrassingly, but I don't care. I love this album. It's right there. You can see it.
Oh yeah,
you can see my dog. The Norah Jones 4 or 5 disc
massive
remaster. It's kind of cool. It has all the alternate versions.
You're not an audiophile unless you have that vinyl.
I know it's corny. It's super corny that I haven't loved it that much. There were a couple other records I got that were pretty dope, but I don't know. I listened to them and I put them away, and I'm forgetting what I grabbed. But.
Yeah, there's a couple I was looking at. I was actually really wanting that Big Lebowski. So here's another one. We were actually talking about doing the Big Lebowski.
Oh yeah.
Album, and I almost picked up that a couple times.
Okay.
It came across my Discogs a couple times. I was like, oh.
This would be sick if we could get more people to participate in this, right? Is we do the Big Lebowski, and we do White Russians, and we
all drink White Russians and chat about freaking the Big Lebowski soundtrack.
That sounds super fun.
The dude abides.
Yeah, Norah Jones. Album is legit. Yeah, what did I pick up recently?
Ace of Spades got Parcels Live #1.
Okay, nice. Damn, I got something. I ordered a MoFi edition of Blonde on Blonde, Bob Dylan.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I bet that's good.
Should be good. I mean,
That was the other one I was looking at. Did I get? Oh, I got that. Well, you saw it, actually. I showed it to you. The Red Hot Chili Peppers was my last album I got, I think. The most recent Red Hot Chili Peppers. Dude, the only thing is, right now, I redid my whole space, and so you can't really see it, but so I don't have shelves on either side here now.
yeah.
And so I have no space for a turntable to go with my Kefs. So now I need to figure out. I'm thinking about buying super long RCA cables so I can have the vinyl, because it's right behind Leo back there, my turntable right now currently, and I'm thinking about setting it up there, and then run super long RCAs to get it to work. But I don't know. We'll see. That's gonna be a pain in the ass.
I
might just move
this.
it here in the because I have room, because I have my MacBook over here on my table, and I just have to take that off, and then
You gotta be careful with RCAs when they go more than 20 feet. I think
it's 10 feet. It's it looks like it's far away, but that's literally
10 feet,
8 feet maybe.
Yeah.
So Leo's 8 feet from me.
I'm gonna check out Amelia May for sure. Thanks for that rec. I'm not familiar.
Ooh, Imelda May. Yes.
Yeah, I'm not familiar.
Call me. That's one of the ones
Okay,
I've been listening to regularly. Yeah.
I do plan to eventually get a turntable and things going. Recommend first albums to go grab. Rock,
Ace.
hip hop.
I'm on the same page, Ace. I need to put my daughter to bed here soon.
Skeeb. Okay, so album to pick up. I mean, one of my favorite albums on vinyl for rock is Jimi Hendrix. Bold Access, Bold as Love.
Dude, Skeeb, I think I still have. Yeah, I have Jay's Instagram linked below in the description. Click on his Instagram and follow this man. He's got. You can see all his vinyl. He pops.
I think we're following each other.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
hip hop wise, what's a great hip hop record?
Yeah. Okay. Uh-oh. I gotta get going.
All right.
The wife is giving me the kibosh.
No worries. All right. Yep. This was dope. As always, man. Always good to connect, and I appreciate everyone that joined. But I'll see you later, and we'll schedule another one up.
We'll schedule the next one. Yeah, bro. We'll get it going.
Another hang. All right,
yeah,
bro.
for sure.
Be good.
All right, everyone.
Peace, y'all.
Cheers. Thanks
Right
a
on.
lot. Boom. All right, we are